Hello everybody, I hope you are all able to hear me. Hello everybody, are you all able to hear me? Great, please join fast. Great. Are you able to see me? And I am presenting my screen as well. I hope you are all able to see me. See my screen? Am I audible loud and clear? Okay, thank you so much. Please join fast. I'm eagerly waiting for your responses and everything. So please talk as much as possible, right? And today I'm here to, on behalf of Prep School, I welcome you to this session on the strategy to attempt the various competitive examinations, which has quant and reasoning as one of the sessions, as one of the sections. Clear? So this is the agenda for today. Okay, is my screen visible? Yeah, when I'm presenting the screen, is my screen visible? The screen I'm showing right now, which has the logo of the prep school, is it visible to all of you students? Very good. That's more important right now, to see the screen. Yes, very good. So audible, visible, sound check. Yes, thank you. So today I'm going to give you a short insight into the strategy of how to attempt the various competitive examinations, which has quant and reasoning as one of the sections. Okay, now before I start, let me present to you Prep School, which is anchoring this whole thing. Okay, just hold on. Okay, so this is mentored by Mr. Fareed and aided by a great academics team, and these are the members here. I'm also here. I take care of the CSAT part, the quant and the reasoning part of CSAT, which is also a very important element, and there are other members also, right? And about our school, if you'll see, this school, Prep School for Civil Services, it is one of the Northeast India's leading institutes for civil services preparation, as also other exams as well. And they have a very strong presence in the northeastern part of India, right? The head office is in Guwahati, and they have their offices in Dimapur, Kohima, and Itanagar, right? So this is it, and towards meeting your aim of cracking the civil services examinations, we are presenting you a free 7-day online session which will cover the various subjects of civil services in a nutshell, right? It's just a curtain raiser of what to follow, right? So today I'm taking a say 1-hour session, and there will be various faculties taking over from me as well for tomorrow and day after tomorrow. I hope you have got the schedule for the session. Okay, now about me, let me tell you about myself. I am Dipak here, and I have got around 24 plus years of teaching experience. I had the CUET academics part at BMC. I have taught in various IAS institutes, and I've also trained a CAT and GMAT trainer, right, for the last say around 18-19 years. And not only that, I also taught students for CSAT right from the time when CSAT started. It's around 2011 or 12 the CSAT started. So I'm looking into the CSAT part. I know in and out of this exam, right? Also other exams like Bank PU and SSC, and obviously CAT, because CAT is my forte, and GMAT, and also CSAT and Bank PU and SSC. These are the main exams which I look into. So all the exams which have quant and reasoning as one of the sections, I take care of that, right? Thank you so much. So keep talking, right? Now today I'm going to present you a strategy of tracking the various exams. Now for that, I mean, my focus right now will be on the CSAT exam, but the modus operandi for cracking all these exams remains same, okay, right, which is clearing the cutoff, right? This is the main aim. I hope you can see my writing. Just confirm once whether you can see my writing or not properly. Is my writing visible? Am I able to? Is my writing visible to you? Okay. So clearing the cutoff is the main aim. But before that, you should know the paper pattern of these exams, right? So today I'm focusing on CSAT, but it is applicable for all the exams. Now paper pattern you should know inside out. Now the paper pattern, it has changed remarkably from 2011 till 2026. I've seen each and every year of civil CSAT exams. When it started, it was a very easy paper, right? And the focus was on, it was not on cutoff basis. The focus was on clearing the cutoff, right? But right now it has become a qualifying examination, right? So towards last 6-7 years or 8 years, it has become a exam where you have to secure the qualifying marks, which is 1/3 of the total marks that you have to secure, right? So it seems like a cakewalk for some of the students, right? And the paper pattern consists mainly of questions from quantitative aptitude, okay, then reasoning ability, and the third part is obviously the comprehension part, right? The comprehension part. These three parts constitute the CSAT examination, okay? The total number of questions is 80, and the total duration of time is 120 minutes, okay? Right? So 2 hours, and you have to secure 33%. You have to get 1/3 of the total marks, which means 1/3 of the total questions you have to get correct, right? So 1/3 of 80 means how much? 1/3 of 80 is around 27 to 28 questions. You have to get correct with no wrong answers. With no wrong answers. This is your aim. Now this may not be the aim for other examinations, where you have to clear the cutoff, like in SSC CGL or CHSL or bank PO exam or defense exams or the LIC exams, AAO exams, you have to clear the cutoff, but this is not the case with CSAT. So parallelly, what has happened is over the years, the paper has become a little bit more difficult, right? I will not say difficult, it has become much more analytical. It is not a cakewalk anymore. So your fundamentals have to be your fundamentals. No, I think I have my video is on, but my screen is on, but right now I am not able to show my video since this is the first time I'm working with this platform right now, but hopefully, right, you are not able to see me. So before, when I close it, when I'll stop my presentation, then you will see my face, right? For the timing, focus on whatever I'm saying right now. Okay. So 1/3 of 80, which means 27 to 28 questions with no wrong answers. That should be your focus. Okay. Now, as I told you, the paper has become much more analytical. I'll not say, I'll discourage from using the word difficult. It has become much more analytical, much more thought-provoking, and much closer to the CAT exam pattern in terms of the difficulty level of the questions. If you have seen the 2026 paper and over the years as well, that the weightage of the arithmetic has increased. Okay, so the paper pattern of, say, if I take the first section, which is the quantitative aptitude, okay, the focus is more on two parts. One is the number system, right? And one is arithmetic, which we call it as commercial maths, right? Commercial maths section. Now, if you see the paper this year as well, the paper was roughly around 24 questions were on comprehension. The other 56 questions were on quantitative and reasoning ability. Of those 56 questions, if you see, the maths part alone had around 33 to 34 questions. In fact, more than that, 38 questions it was there. The rest of the paper had reasoning questions, right? So 38 questions in QA and around 18 to 19 questions in reasoning, and around 23 to 24 in comprehension. This was the broad paper pattern this year. Okay. Now again, out of 38 questions, if you see again, majority of the questions were from number system. It has been rarely seen that a single topic and a group of topics have the same weightage, but that is the case in CSAT exam. The number system alone is a topic, okay, and arithmetic consists of, say, profit and loss, percentage, okay, ratios, time and work, averages, time and work, I call it as T and W, time and distance, I call it as TND or TSD. All these topics have the same weightage as number system. So rarely it has been seen, but that is the case, right? So of those 38 questions, if you'll see, around 10 to 12 questions were from, or 13 questions were from number system alone. And the other 23 questions were from the ratios and all these things. Okay, right? This was the weightage for the quant section. The reasoning section had, I'll take both the quant and the reasoning section both, so you don't have to worry about that. Reasoning section had questions from puzzles, right? Where cases are given and then you are asked to analyze the case. Then the questions were from syllogism. Then the question were from blood relations. Okay. Then the questions were from directions. Right. And a common thread between these two sections, which means the maths and the reasoning section, is Another kind of question which is gaining prominence, and that is the questions from data sufficiency, right? And I can think that why are they doing this? Because for future you will become officers of the future, right? And what happens is, how much data is required to convey the information to your bosses, say mainly the ministers and all these things, right? If you have got a wealth, whole lot of information, and only how much information is required for you to process it and give it back to your boss, to for the questions that you are asked, right? So that is the purpose of data sufficiency, and hence data sufficiency questions were asked a lot. Okay, so in this cases, this has been the changing pattern. I'm not talking about the earlier pattern because it's no use talking of earlier patterns. I am focusing on the current pattern, which is this one only. Roughly the breakage, the weightage of each of these sections is like this only, and I think and I suspect it will remain same over the years as well. The difficulty level will be at par with whatever it has been for the last 3-4 years. Rather, it will increase a little bit, but the focus will mainly be on the analytical type of questions. Okay, so this is the pattern that we are expecting. Now, in the light of all this, having known the pattern that okay, this is the pattern for the CSAT. I know the pattern of each and every exam, but for the timing, let's focus on the CSAT part only. Okay, right. So in the light of all this, what should be the strategy to get 27-28 questions correct? Okay. Now, many a times, if your strong point is the comprehension section, right, and you get less number, then also you cannot guarantee that if your strong point is comprehension and your weaker part is a quant and reasoning, maths and reasoning, then also you cannot guarantee that okay, you will clear the minimum qualifying score. But if it is the other way around, if your quant, maths and reasoning is very good, and even if you are not so good in comprehension, right, I'm not discouraging you to not attempt the comprehension section, but as a strategy, you have to get 27-28 questions only correct. If I am seeing that around 56 questions are from quant and reasoning, of which I need to get only 28 correct, it will be a very easy strategy to crack that, to get those 27-28 questions correct. So I would request you, the first is to have set your priorities. What should be your priorities to crack CSAT? Whether you want a comprehension section required to clear the minimum cutoff, or whether you want a quant and reasoning section. And even if your comprehension section is good, it is not at all guaranteed that even if you get 23-24 questions from the comprehension section, you can get all 23-24 correct. There's always a risk involved, right? So, I mean, come what may, you have to attempt the quant and reasoning section. So if your maths and reasoning section is good, then you can easily clear the cutoff, right? So this should be the strategy to attempt the paper. Clear or not? I hope you are getting me, right? Please confirm once whether you are getting all the things which I am saying right now properly, right? Okay. So how should you start it? Set your priority, comprehension or quant reasoning. My priority will be, yes, quant and reasoning should definitely be your priority, right? Then having got this knowledge that yes, you have to attempt the quant and reasoning section, now focus on the individual subsections. Which are the subsections? Subsections of maths and subsections of reasoning. These two things are the subsections. Now, within the maths subsection, there are topics, as I told you, number system, I write it as NS, then percentage, then ratios, okay, and all the other topics which I've already written over there, above. So you can go through that. Now, number system is such a topic which is limitless topic. The breadth of this topic is unlimited, right? Now, let me give you a brief idea of number system as to the kind of questions which you can be asked. Okay, number system, the questions will be from basics of numbers to LCM and to HCF, to factors of the numbers, to last digit of the numbers, to remainder when a power number is divided. All these questions form the basis of the number system. To binary system. Binary system is a system which means you have to write the numbers in 0-1 format. Okay, clear or not? Right? Okay, so basics, factors, last digit, remainders, and binary system. So if you have been on and off the number system part, then it will becomes very difficult, right? But you have to practice a lot in the number system. Now, even if you see the number system part, basics and LCM, HCF are very easy to crack, and also last digit. The problem arises when you go to remainders and the factors part, right? There you have to be a little bit careful. And most often than not, it happens that questions on LCM, HCF, basics, and last digit are always asked. What is meant by last digit questions? Basics means types of numbers, right? Rational numbers, irrational numbers, right? Prime numbers, composite numbers, co-prime numbers, and their characteristics. All these things constitute the basics of the numbers. Okay. Then last digit questions are also very, very important. Like last digit questions are, say if I ask you what is, and this was a question which was asked this year, 7 raised to the power of 2007 multiplied by 6 raised to the power of 5004 is, what is the last digit of this number? All these kind of questions are asked, okay, in the last digit questions, okay, right? Okay, so, and also I forgot exponents and powers. So this is also part of number system. That's why it has got its own weightage, right? So you have to focus on these things. Okay. Now, if you see over here, 7 raised to the power 2007 multiplied by 6 raised to 5004. What is the last digit? I'm just giving you an example. Okay. There are various kinds of questions that will be asked. Okay. Right. So, remainder questions. Remainder questions can be that, see, this is the year 2026. So the question might ask you that, say, 13 raised to the power of 2026 when divided by 8. What is the remainder? Okay. So these are the kind of questions which might be asked. Then how will you do that? Then you need to have a fair idea of the powers of numbers. Now you need not know the power of 13 raised to 2026. If you try that, it will take you to the next year to get the value of this. And you have to apply this. You have to apply your mind to get these kind of questions correct. Okay, factors of a numbers. Okay, they might ask you that how many factors of this number 2 raised to the power 5 into 3 raised to the power of 7 into, say, 8 raised to the power of 3. How many factors are odd factors? How many factors are odd? How many factors are even? All these kind of questions, they constitute the questions from the number system, right? So basics, if your basics are clear, these things can be tackled very easily. That I'll ensure, don't worry about that. But you have to have the basics clear, right? So this is number system. Now the other topics of maths, as I already told you, which is percentage, profit and loss, ratios, averages, time and work, time, speed and distance. All these kind of questions have their own priority. In terms of priority of other mathematical topics, okay, other topics of maths, I am giving you the priority of topics which they normally asked. This is based on my experience for the last 13 years, right? Or 15 years, in fact, since CSAT started, right? So I'm setting up the priority of the other topics of maths which they normally ask, which is priority number 1. The questions are asked from averages a lot these days, averages and allegations. These questions are asked a lot. Then the questions are asked on time and speed. Okay. The third favorite topic of the examiners is percentages and its applications. Percentages and its applications. Right? Then their priority is time and work. Right? And combine that, the fifth topic which they normally is the favorite is the topic on ratios. So this is the priority which is set by the examiners. I am not guaranteeing that this will be the priority next year, but this is the overall priority of topics which the examiners are usually focusing on when they set the paper of CSAT and the quant part of CSAT. Okay, so this is the main priority of topics. Now this is about the maths part. Now if you see about the reasoning part, you need to know the topics on which the questions are asked. Number 1, reasoning topics. The first and most important topic which normally ask you is puzzles. Okay, now puzzles, generally what used to happen was, earlier what used to happen, there is a story given followed by 2 questions or 3 questions on that story. So if you crack the story, you get 3 questions correct. Now they have also become very cunning. Now they give you 1 puzzle and a story, puzzle story, and only 1 question. Okay, only 1 question in that puzzle. So even after spending or investing entire time, and you have to, how much time you require? You have 120 minutes. Okay, 120 minutes to attempt those 80 questions. Okay. So even if you attempt that puzzle, you get only 1 question correct. No use, right? Instead of that, if you attempt a question on, say, blood relation, okay, and direction, which is normally asked. Blood relation means I am the brother, my son is the brother of the sister of my mother's father's brothers, sisters, and something like that. Then they will ask you questions, what is the relation that person with a certain person. Okay, or they will give you a puzzle on blood relation involving 5-6 people, and then you have to set the relation between any 2 people, and then they will give you conditional statements as well. So accordingly, they will try to make your life a little bit difficult. Okay, then the questions will be on directions. Directions means I move east, then I move south, then I move west, then I move right, then I move left, then I move down, and what is my initial, what is the distance of this position with respect to my final position. They'll give you distance, they'll give you direction, they'll give you the angle of degree, the degree movement as well. Like I turn clockwise 90 degrees, I turn anti-clockwise 135 degrees, I turn again anti-clockwise 270 degrees. Then where is the direction which I am right now with respect to my initial direction, initial position, not direction, initial position, right? So this is the thing that they will give you. So you have to, there's a single trick for that. If you get that trick, you will get the question very easily. Come what may, how many situations they give you, I'll give you that single trick and you can crack these kind of questions very, very easily. Okay, right? Then there will be questions on ranking as well. There will be questions on ranking. Like if I tell you that there is a student whose name is Lynn. So I'm saying that Lynn is 17th from the right and 38th from the left. Okay, so how many students are there in the class? This is a very simple student. This is a very simple question. How many students are there in the class? How many students are there in the class? Okay, they might give you this question, or they might give you a little complicated form of this question. They might tell you that Lynn is 17 from the right and 38 from the left, and they'll say another student. Let me pick that's name of the student as say John. Okay, now John says that John is third to the right of Lynn. So what is his position from the left? Right? There can be questions like this. So this is the question on ranking. Okay, so I'm going to give you some questions today from this year's paper, and then I'll prove it to you that even with basic knowledge of CSAT, you can easily crack the section. Basic knowledge of maths. Okay, so that will also come gradually. I will open up. So puzzle, then blood relation, direction, then ranking. Okay, and then there's another very important topic which they normally asked is the question on syllogism. Syllogism means the questions will be all A or B. Statement number 1. Statement number 2. All B or C. Statement number 3. Some C or D. These are 3 statements, options. And then these are the statements. Then there will be conclusions. There will be conclusion. Conclusion number 1. All A or C. Conclusion number 2. All C are A. Conclusion number 3. I'm just giving you an example. Some D may be B. Then they'll about to give you the options A, B, C, D. First option, all conclusions, all correct. 1 and 2 correct. 2 and 3 correct. 1 and 3 correct. Something like this. To confuse you, they might give you option of instead of A as all correct, they'll replace that with none correct. Right? Just to make your life a little bit difficult for you. Okay? So these are the questions on syllogism. Now, and this is the broader division of the CSAT paper overall. Okay, and if you just focus on the basics of these topics, they will not ask you bombastic questions, but they want to test your knowledge in analytical knowledge in terms of how you view the situation and how you respond to various problems. Okay. Right. Now, in the light of all this, what should be the strategy to crack the CSAT exam? Okay. First strategy is set your priorities correct. When you get a paper of CSAT, first and foremost is that you should skim and scan the paper. Right? Scan the paper for at least 5 minutes. 5 minutes are more than enough because you have got 80 questions. Okay, 150 minutes. 200 marks. Right? Sorry, 120 minutes. Now in those 120 minutes, you don't need to get 80 questions correct. You just need to get 28 questions correct, or max to max, if you get 30 questions correct and 1 wrong, then also you are safe. So all you are requiring to do is to get only 30 questions correct. So it is your job to select those 30 questions, and that needs time investment as well, isn't it? So for that only I am telling you, skim and scan the paper for at least 5 minutes. At least 5 minutes. Skim and scan the paper for at least 5 minutes, then only it will be better for you. Right? Then select sections, individual subsections based on your strengths and weaknesses. Okay, mainly on strengths, not on weaknesses, based on your strengths. Clear or not? Okay. So, I mean, say you selected, now God forbid if the paper becomes very difficult, then also you can easily crack those 30, you can easily select those 30 questions which are enough for you to qualify for the mains round. Okay, so as much difficult as they can set the paper, it's their wish, but still I'm totally confident that you can get those 30 questions correct, provided you select those 30 questions properly. Okay, right? Never start with a difficult question, with a long question. That means never start with a puzzle based question. Okay, a puzzle with a story and all these things. Please don't start with those kind of questions. Okay, start always with questions having not more than say 20 words or 25 words. Not more than 20 to 25 word questions, which means one-liner or two-liner questions. When there is a story given, and stories can be given not only in the reasoning section but in math section as well. I've seen lots of questions this year as well where a big story was given and the students got confused, but straight away after that, after a difficult question followed two easy questions, right? After three easy questions, there are two difficult questions, right? So you have to set your priorities accordingly, that which section should I start, which questions should I choose, right? And this is the strategy which I'm giving you, that not more than 20 to 25 worded questions in maths, especially in maths, you should select. Okay, and then accordingly you can attempt the questions. You can, to feel safe, you can divide the whole section or divide the whole paper into 2 rounds. Divide into at least 2 rounds. What do I mean by this? At least 2 rounds means, say if the duration of the paper is say 120 minutes, okay, then say, and 5 minutes are passed in skimming and scanning the paper, then you can probably divide the whole paper into say 85 and 30 minutes of 2 sections, in which in those 85 minutes you can attempt say 22 to 23 or say 25 questions, right? And the remaining say 5-6 medium risk questions you can attempt in the second round of 30 minutes, right? 22 to 25 questions have to be low risk ones, right? Now that requires a lot of practice. Unless you practice a lot, unless you make mistakes, then you can't realize that what are the things that I am telling, right? So when you start attempting the paper, you will see that quite a few times it happens. Not only, I mean, when I also started my preparation, right, it happened a lot for me that I could not select the questions properly. But gradually, after giving the mock tests a lot, then I realized the importance of choosing questions wisely, right? So this, I adopted this strategy in the CAT papers as well, right? Because CAT, all the players give you lots of mock tests, right? And when you give the mock tests, then you should have a strategy as well. And also, after you have given the mock paper, you have to analyze the paper properly. You have to analyze the paper properly, which section I got wrong, which section I got correct, right? Why, what is the step which I missed, which is present over there, or what is the extra thing which I took, which was not required at all. These two things are very much important when you attempt a time-based paper, MCQ paper, which has got only one correct answer. Okay, so low risk and medium risk, right? So if you see 25 plus 5 is 30 questions. Don't you think that 115 minutes may you can easily attempt 30 questions, right? Provided you set your priorities properly, isn't it? Okay. And if you want also, you can divide into 3 rounds of say 75 minutes low risk, okay, and say 30 minutes medium risk, and at the end of that also have 10 minutes for revision as well. Okay, again, this comes by strategy, this comes by constant practice. Okay, so if you have got, say, if you are doing say 5 or 6 mock tests for CSAT, okay, now first 1 or 2 mock tests you will adapt a strategy of 85-30 and see what is the return from that. Then you will adopt a strategy of 75-30 and 10. 75 low risk, 30 minutes medium risk, and 10 minutes for revision, and then see the returns. Based on that, then you set a final strategy. Okay, this is the strategy I'm going to adopt in the main paper, right? So this requires a lot of practice as well. Okay, unless you iterate, what we call this as iteration process, right? Iteration process means you do the whole things by trial and error, but you can do trial and error only when you attempt the mock test, not in the actual exam, right? So have 2-3 strategies and see which strategy is fetching you maximum marks. Be flexible also, right? Be flexible also. Okay, be adaptive also. You might never know that what kind of paper might come in the exam. Clear or not? Right? Hopefully you all are listening to me, right? Now I'm giving you, this is the strategy to attempt a paper. Now I'm giving you some actual questions which were asked this time. Okay, so let me give you some questions. This was the question which was given this year. I'm giving you the question. This is the question which came this year. How many times does 5 appear in all 2-digit positive integers? Your options were 18, then 19, then C 20, and D 21. Right? This was the section. So can I expect some answer from your side? Let's see. I'm looking at the chats as well. Okay, so can anybody attempt this question? This is the actual question which came this year. How many times does 5 appear in all 2-digit positive integers? Can anybody attempt this question? Can anybody attempt this question, please? And tell me the answer. If you see over here, how many times does 5 appear in all 2-digit positive integers? Okay, so any digit except from 1 till 9. These are the digits, not zeros, but 1 till 9. All these digits appear 20 times from 1 till 100. All these digits appear 20 times if you count it. From 1 till 100, it will come 20 times. But there is a catch here. The question is saying how many 2-digit positive integers. So the counting will start from 10 till 99. Okay, 10 till 99. How many digits, how many times 5 occurs? Now all the digits appear 20 times. But 1 till 9, there is a 5 which has already come. So 20 times, may say 1 time it goes. So what is the number of times remaining? It is 20 minus 1, which is equal to 19 times. So 19 times 5 appears in all 2-digit positive integers. The answer for this question was B, and to confuse you, they gave you the answer as C as well. Okay, so this was one of the questions which was asked this time. Okay, I'm giving you another question. Now this is a typical question of I'm increasing the font size, don't worry. This is the question which was asked. When 13886 and 11863, right, are divided by a 3-digit number x, we get the same remainder. 13886 and 11863 are divided by a 3-digit number x, we get the same remainder. 3-digit number x, we get the same remainder. Can you tell me what is the value of x? How will you calculate this one? What should we do here? Try this, students, please try this. One 13886 and 11863 are divided by a 3-digit number x. We get the same remainder. Then x, what is the value of x? Now, okay, if I tell you that if 17 and 21 are divided by a number, we get the same remainder. Okay, we get the same remainder. Whenever we have got this kind of situation, you lower the numbers and then you strategize. When 17 and 21 are divided by a number, we get the same remainder. What can be the same by number x? We get the same remainder. Now tell me, what is the value of x? How will you do this? Then you are seeing that what is the difference in 17 and 21? 4. What is the difference in 17 and 21? 4. Now if you divide 17 by 4, you get the remainder as 1. When you divide 21 by 4, you get the remainder as 1. So the number will be 4 or factors of 4. What are the factors of 4? Which is not 1. What are the factors of 4? Either it will be 4 or it will be 2. Because if you divide 17 by 2, also the remainder is 1. When you divide 21 by 2, the remainder is 1. So it can be either 4 or 2. So now the same strategy has to be applied. Okay, so 13886. 13886 minus 11863 is how much? 2023. So the number has to be 2023. But 2023 is not present in the options. So what did I tell you? it has to be either 2023 or factors of 2023. Now if you closely see, 2023 is divisible by 289, because if you 2023 is basically 289 times 7. So either it will be 2023 or factors of 2023, which is say 289 and 7. Now 289 is again divisible by 17, so it can be 7, it can be 17, it can be 289, whatever you feel like. So the answer for this question is option number A. Okay, so this is how you strategize for this kind of questions. Okay, I'm giving you one more question which came this year. Now this is also a question which came this year. Just hold on. Yes. This question also came this year, which I'm about to write now. So while you go through the question, I'm writing the options. The options are 12,000, B 12,500, okay, then C, which is 10,000, and D, which is 10,000, say 750. These were the four options. Three partners ABC entered into a business. A invested 1/3 of the capital for 1/3 duration. B invested 1/4 of the capital for 1/4 duration. C invested the remaining capital for the whole duration. So out of a profit of 17,000, how much profit will C get? Okay, so if I see A invested 1/3 capital for 1/3 time, B invested 1/4 capital for 1/4 time, and C invested the remaining capital. Now, what is the remaining capital? 1 minus 1/3 plus 1/4, which is, what is 1/3 plus 1/4? It is 7/12. So 1 minus 7/12 is 5/12 capital for the whole time, full time. And if the profit is 17,000, tell me what is the profit that C will get. Now it is very easy. You don't have to work with fractions. You are seeing that the denominator is 3, 4 and 12. So let us assume that the total capital is 12 rupees. Total capital is 12 rupees and the time invested is 12 months. Why am I saying 12 and 12? Because the denominator is 3 and 4 and 12. Here also the denominator is 3, 4 and full time. Right? So I can say if the capital is 12, so A invested 4 rupees for 1/3 of 12 is for 4 months. B invested 3 rupees for 3 months. And C invested 5 rupees for the whole time, which means for 12 months. Now, as we all know that the profit is always divided in the ratio of the time and the money for which I invested. So A invested, his time into money part is 4 times 4. B's time into money part is 3 times 3. And C's time into money part is 5 times 12. So 4 times 4 is 16. 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 12 is 60. Okay, 16, 9, 60. So the profit will be divided in the ratio of 60, 9 and 60. So C will receive a profit of 60 by 16 plus 9 plus 60, which is 85. 60 by 85 into 17,000, that is equal to 200 multiplied by 60. It is, the answer is 12,000. This was the actual question which was asked in 2026. Okay, so I'm all giving you the actual questions only. Okay. Right. I'm giving you one more question. Let's see if you can get this question correct or not. Then this was also a very easy question which was asked. Okay, I'm increasing the font size. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. This was the question from the previous year. 4856 is a 4-digit numeral divisible by 33. What is the value of A? Now choose only these kind of questions as a starter when you start the mock paper, when you start giving the papers. So 4856 is the 4-digit numeral divisible by 33. What is the value of A? How will you do this? Now you know that a number is divisible by 33 if it is divisible by 3 and 11. Okay, 3 and 11. Now for a number to be divisible by 3, the sum of the digits should be divisible by 3. The sum of the digits should be divisible by 3. Right? And for a number to be divisible by 11, the difference, the alternate sum difference, the difference of the sums of the alternate digits has to be 0 or a multiple of 11. So I can say 4 plus 5 minus 6 plus A should be 0 or a multiple of 11. Now 4 plus 5 minus 6 plus A. Let me see. So if I say 4 plus 5 is 9, 9 minus 6 plus A. So 9 minus 6 plus A is how much? 9 minus 6 plus A is equal to 0. So A will be equal to 3. Now let's check whether by putting 3, is this number divisible by 3 or not. So let's see. 4, 3, 5, 6. 5 plus 6, 11. 11 plus 3, 14. 14 plus 4, 18. 18 is divisible by 3. Hence, we can surely say that 3 is the correct answer. Okay, so this is the general strategy. Now all the basic concepts have to be clear when you attempt the paper. Then only you should feel confident. If you have a backing of the fundamentals, then you should automatically feel confident when you attempt the paper. If you are weak in fundamentals, then you feel a little bit jittery when you start the paper. So that should not happen at all. Okay. So this was it from my side, right, as to how should you attempt the paper. What should you do, what should you not do? I also gave you a general flavor of the paper, right? And also I hope that you liked this session in the sense that I just give you a very brief curtain raiser of what to expect from the CSAT section. Okay, so and let me at the end let me tell you something about our organization, which is Prep School. Now Prep School, what it's doing, I've already given you a brief idea of Prep School at first. Now what they are doing is they are shortly starting this course on the various modules, and this is their online batches which they are starting shortly. Okay, these are the people who will be involved in taking the classes, right? On 7 days from the time being, 7 days, this is free 7-day online session on various sections, right? Like today I'm taking the class, somebody else will take the class, right, on tomorrow, and accordingly schedule will recommend. And going forward, we'll be starting a subject module class, individual subject module of 60 days. The price is given over here. You can contact the team of Prep School, and then they will give you the relevant information. Okay, so hope you like this session a lot. As much as I like to you presenting it, you should also be working on the basics part, and let's see how it all pans out. But for the time being, keep your energy level high when you start preparing for these kind of examinations, because basically these examinations are a test of rejection rather than selection. Very less people are selected, more people are rejected. So accordingly, your strategy should be properly oriented when you attempt these kind of papers. Okay, thank you so much. And now I'm stopping my presentation. Okay, thank you so much. It was wonderful teaching all of you. You can ask me as many questions as possible. I'm ready to answer, and I'm waiting some questions in the chat section so that I can answer you to your fullest satisfaction. Please ask any questions that you have, and I'm here only. Any questions that you want to ask, you can ask me. You can ask any question that you want. I'm here in front of you. Any questions, any doubts from your side as to what should be the strategy and anything? Maybe I'm eagerly awaiting your questions. Standard books for CSAT. Suggested books. There are lots of books. There is no particular book for CSAT. The thing is, you have to buy individual books. There is an M. Tyra book for quicker maths. Right? There's a R.S. Agarwal book for reasoning. There are books for comprehension by Chetanand Singh. In addition to that, you should regularly read the periodicals, the newspaper articles from Hindu paper, and then you can get the hang of the comprehension section as well. Plus, also, to how the mock papers are a must when you attempt the CSAT. The mock papers, you have to attempt lots and lots of mock papers so that you get your strategy right. Waiting for other questions. I hope, Sachidat, I answered your question properly. Any other question that you can ask me? I'm here only. Okay, thank you so much. Wonderful teaching all of you. Until we meet again for another of those sessions, I hope you have taken the information from whatever I have given you, right? And it's just a small part of what we are supposed to do for this CSAT exam. It's just a very small, very minuscule part, which I have tried to cover in this 1 hour and 1 hour 5 minutes in whatever time I have got. But hope you have got a hang of the paper and the changing trends of the CSAT paper. So thank you so much. It was wonderful teaching all of you. God bless you in all your endeavors, and I sincerely pray to God that you get success in life. Thank you so much. Wonderful teaching you. God bless. Thank you so much. Bye for now.